Hello and welcome into another Pat Talks Hockey video, another Pat's pick. Made some money yesterday on my betting, so I thought why not run it back again today, maybe make a series out of this, make it like a challenge to see if I can be up by the end of the NHL playoffs. Obviously, if I dig myself too big of a hole, that will stop, but regardless, we ride. So yesterday, as you can see, I only won 3 of my 8 bets, 3 wins, 5 losses, but at the end of the day, I made $40 because I think honestly, if you are betting anything minus odds in the NHL, you're kind of doing it wrong just because of how volatile the lines can be. I think if you're not pairing things that make sense together, it's kind of going to be hard to walk out with money just because the NHL is so unpredictable. So I paired up a lot of things that kind of seem like they could happen together, and a few of them did happen, which led to me making money yesterday. Even though 3 and 5 doesn't seem good, bet $115 on the day, or 116, walked away with 155, 156. So I earned 40 on the day, which I think is pretty good considering what I bet. 34.48% of return. I'm going to do that for every day just to show you if you bet them your own standards, like scale it to what I bet. Obviously, that's what you'll get. Let's talk about last night real quick, though. Here are the losers. The Bruins did me in. They didn't show up for the first and second period. They played decent in the third, started to come back into it. John Tavares drove the net late in the game. A lucky bounce off of Matt Grzelcyk's skates put it right out in front to an unmarked Matt Nyes who caught it home. And we go back to Toronto for Game 6. Saw a little bit of Boston coming out flat in Game 5. Didn't really do well for those two top bets. Carolina did win, and I did win a Carolina bet. This was my more ambitious Carolina bet, as you can see from the 190 payout. This bet was over early because that under 5.5 got destroyed. I thought it was going to be a bit tighter of a game with the Islanders facing elimination. Not the case at all. I think it ended 6-3, I want to say. Noah Dobson didn't even get a point either. Svetch did, so yeah. But regardless, the Vancouver Canucks did not win. I had 2 bets on them winning. As you can see, the payout for one is big, payout for the other is small. That's kind of what I do if I think a team's going to win. I go, okay, I think they're going to win. Let me pick one of their better point getters who has a little bit of value at it, and then you get better odds, just to show you the method to my madness. Over here, the Canucks, I had Predators under 3.5. I believe that did happen. Miller, point. O'Reilly, a point. I don't believe either got a point. Regardless, though, we'll look at the winnings, why I am positive. As you can see, I put the green number, what I made, and the red number, what I lost with wages in the last in the last slide. So you can see the $40 difference on the dot, actually. And you can see Nate just got a point. The Hurricanes won. That was $12 profit right there, almost 13. The Avalanche I was big on. I don't usually bet straight up, but I bet straight up on the Avalanche because I did feel pretty confident with momentum in that series. Plus, the odds were pretty good because I think the books respected the Jets more than I did. And then at the bottom here, I did under 3.5 for the Jets just because I thought they might come out a little flat. Over a point for Terry Lehkonen, he did that. Over a point for Kyle Connor, he did that. This is 15 to win 87. So as you can see, $72 of my winnings of the 105 came from that. So that's kind of the thing. If you're a volume shooter and you're accepting losses, but the winnings are going to be big, you can sometimes make money betting on the playoff hockey if you're right a few times compared to if you just bet straight lines being right. You got to be right probably like 7 out of 10 times to really see a difference in your account. Then we go to today's games, which we're hoping to build off of. I'm not as confident in the games today as I was yesterday. That being said, I think there are some interesting things. And I think Wyatt Johnson's kind of where I am pretty interested in putting my money on. The last 2 games, he's been dynamite, 8 shots and 6 shots. I saw he was at 3.5. They're bringing momentum back to Dallas. I think Dallas just kind of grew into this series. So I see 3.5 shots. It is a bit amount. It's a good amount of shots for a game. But Wyatt Johnson's been flying the last 2 games. So I'm thinking he's a young kid, doesn't know any better than to be fearing of the moment, feels the momentum, probably feels confident. I think you're going to see Wyatt Johnston shoot the puck tonight. He hasn't fallen on his face enough to really be scared of the moment, so I think that will continue. Plus 114 there. I then included Eichel, Heiskanen, and Johnston for points. Now, 15 to win 53, that's obviously an ambitious bet. But Eichel's been a very good player for the Knights this playoffs. I like what I've seen from him on the TV. Wyatt Johnston's been flying, and Miro Heiskanen has points in 3 of 4 games so far. Last game, he didn't get a point. So I'm projecting him to bounce back here and get a point in a home game. The shifts are a little more favorable to him in a home game, too. They get him the matchups that they want him to have. Power play usually runs a little bit better at home. I think Dallas wins this game, but I'm not confident enough to bet on Dallas straight up. I feel like if you're betting on Dallas straight up, more power to you. They've looked good the last 2 games. But as you saw, like last night, the Bruins won games 3 and 4 on the road, and then they came back and lost their home game 5. Could see the same thing happen here, but you don't really know. I feel like Dallas has looked very good, but I have a lot of faith in Vegas to kind of bounce back and play a hard-nosed game themselves. So I'm not really just going to bet straight up against them. That being said, I do have a bet with Vegas in it in the next slide too, which, as you can see, this action's pretty simple. I went, who's playing good? Throw them together for a parlay here, and then I went Wyatt Johnston's and buzzing, throw out there. Simple bets, but might be effective. And then I have 3 more bets. There's only 2 games on tonight. And one thing that's, actually, I should mention this in the last slide, actually. One thing that's interesting here is Aiden Hill starting tonight. They're not starting Logan Thompson. Aiden Hill was the goalie who won the Cup with the Knights last year on the run. He has not played this playoffs, to my knowledge. But that being said, it is interesting to see how a new goalie added to the series will impact it. I'm typing something in, that's why I leaned. I just want to check to verify that Aiden Hill didn't play at all in the playoffs. Yeah, he hasn't played since April 18th versus Anaheim. The last 3 games he's played, he's let up 3 goals, at least 5-1 against Edmonton, 3 against Colorado, 3 against Anaheim. He's record on the year, just to let you know. It doesn't say, actually. It says he had 19 wins, though. Why does it not show his losses? Here it is, 19-12. So he hasn't been bad, 909 save percentage. So do respect Aiden Hill, but at the same time, being thrown into a series this late will be interesting to see how he does. But, like I said, not touching the money line either way. All right, Oilers Knights. Oilers Kings. Slipping there. Stuart Skinner, Dave Rittich. I'm going to be honest. This is a 3-1 series right now. They're going back to Edmonton. Edmonton, I think, has that mentality that they're better, and I think it's showing more so though in previous years. I think Edmonton wins this game. The Kings have scored 1 goal in their last 2 games. I think Stuart Skinner is very confident going back home. I think that Edmonton has scored a bit every game except for the last game. They've gone over this 3.5 that I have down here every game but last game. And I think the Kings kind of shoved their they put their best foot forward last game. They threw their best punch. And I think there's a little bit of gas out of the tank now to the point where you're going to see the Oilers potentially have their way tonight. And as you can see, if the Oilers lose, I am losing. That's all I can say. I think I went a little too heavy here. It's go big or go home, which I'm going to be honest. When I bet the Connor McDavid over 1.5 and the Edmonton minus 1.5, and then I bet these, I kind of wish I didn't bet the minus 1.5 over 1.5 for this. And I wish I just kind of stuck to the ones I had on the side. Because I think both of these things are going to happen tonight in the middle bet. But paired together, I don't know, a little volatile. That being said, if the Oilers win by 2, Connor McDavid, good chance he has 2 points, which is why I included it. Because there are bets I will make that I won't include in this, but I'm only tracking what I include in this because this is what I'm confident in. And I am pretty confident that Connor McDavid will get 2 points and the Edmonton Oilers will win by 2 just because I think the momentum and the gas is kind of out of the tank of LA. That being said, LA is a veteran team who has pushed the Oilers far, but I think there's just kind of this defeated mentality. They've lost the last 2 years to them in the playoffs. And then on top of that, they threw their best punch at them last game, I think, and they couldn't score. They can't figure out Stuart Skinner, which is an issue, which is why I went with the under 3.5, over 3.5 for Edmonton, over 3.5, Kings under 3.5. This is all kind of the same bet wrapped into one, except for this last one, which is the Knights plus 2.5 and the Oilers money line. As you know, I think the Oilers are going to win tonight, from what I just said. And I also mentioned in the last slide that I think the Knights are a battle-tested team that isn't going to roll over. I think plus 2.5 combined with the Edmonton Oilers money line to get a minus 115, 30 to win, 26.36. That's probably the bet I would recommend the most tonight. I have a hard time seeing Vegas get blown out, and I have a hard time seeing Edmonton not win tonight. That being said, if Edmonton doesn't win tonight, I am probably going to be posting a video with a big red number tomorrow. So be sure to like, subscribe, tune into tomorrow's video, and hopefully it's a green number. Could be a red number. It is the NHL playoffs. I'll see you in the next video.